Hi, hello, and welcome to Quantum Healing Hands Tarot. So today it is very, very hot. It is, I think, the hottest day of the year so far, and so I thought I would do a reading all about why are you too hot to handle? So it's just kind of another one all about you and, all the goodies and all the things we love about you. So if you already know which one you want, just from looking, you can click the timestamp down below in the description box. If you need a little bit more help, let's get into some breathing. So I like to start with 3 deep breaths. All right, so now that we're nice and relaxed, we can look at our piles. I have 3 today. It's just going to be the Friends deck in the first pile, the Halloween deck in the second pile, and the Spirit Song deck in the third pile. So you can pick whether you prefer one of the decks, one of the stones on top. I use the technique of closing my eyes and asking my intuition which one to pick, because sometimes I'll prefer one of the decks, but my intuition will always lead me in the right direction. I'll close my eyes and I ask my intuition which pile to pick, and I'll see a number in my mind's eye as if I was staring at a light and close to my eyes. So that's the technique I use, but always just go with your instincts. So once you do that, click the timestamp to coordinate with the pile and I'll meet you there. Hi, pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me today. So on this very hot day, we are going to find out about what makes you too hot to handle. It was the only thing I could think about when getting ready this morning, so I rolled with it. So no further ado, let's get started. Choose the Quantum Auto, which is one of my favorite stones. All right. Oh, and let me not forget, I'm going to be using the Unicorn deck for clarifying cards. All right, so the first card up is what makes you irresistible? So with Temperance here, the way that I'm reading this is, because this is also the 2 of Cups reversed and the 8 of Pentacles reversed. So I feel like you have this energy of, even when things don't work out in relationships, you always come out on top. You actually really reflect and learn from situations. So when you come out of a relationship, you're better than you were before. And so you're just constantly improving. And there's a very, there's this androgynous energy that no matter your gender or no matter who you're dating, you have this perfect balance that people really are attracted to, that, whether you're very feminine and still have a very masculine approach, or if you're very masculine with a very feminine approach, or any sort of combination, but you're very, very balanced. And that is one of those things that people, I think, are more attracted to you than they would expect, kind of thing. You have a very cool, calm energy, and anytime anyone ever has kind of tried to come in and control your situation or impose their ideas on you, it has always been very easy for you to like listen and say no thank you. You know, you're not a very like harsh person. Everything about you is very peaceful and patient, and people are very literally the word attracted to, but this is actually like, yeah, like you're irresistible, like a moth to a flame. People literally are pulled in towards your energy, and it's because you create such a safe space. You create such a warm environment where people can feel unjudged. You're always willing to try new things, and if it doesn't work out for you, you've had no problem moving on. You have this sort of zest for life that people, it's, I think, very unassuming. People don't think you are as adventurous as you are because you're so, like when you are talking to someone, you're paying attention to them. You're giving them full focus energy. You don't like push your agenda or ideas on people. So if someone's not asking you what you're interested in and how you see the world, like they probably wouldn't know, because I don't think you try and push it. A very admirable character of someone who will take a bad situation and make it good. So this is what makes you simply irresistible. Up next is what makes you unapproachable / intimidating. It's not supposed to be like a bad thing, but like you're so hot that people don't approach you. You're too hot. All right. So the way that I'm reading this is you have that energy of someone who, if something's not working out, I think I was saying that here, you have no problem moving on. You have no problem processing when relationships aren't good for you, when people aren't good for you. It has always been very easy for you to evaluate a situation and know if that environment is good for you. And I feel like with the Three of Pentacles here, it's like you're kind of also no bullshit. Like you're somebody who will be very upfront with an issue or a thought if it is intended to kind of help the environment. And not people don't always like that. You're a very, very honest person. You are, and loyal too. So, but when it's that thing of loyal until someone shows you why you can't trust them. So you have this like solid group around you that it is very intimidating to want to approach you or try and be involved with you, because you seem like a very secluded, private person. I don't think you are. I just think you will have no problem showing someone the door if they show you why not to be trusted. So that's cool. Like you're cool and patient, but you are firm in your approach and how you deal with people. When it comes to having friends, you make sure you have friends that are actually like constructive and good for you. I feel like you've struggled with stuff in the past. You've probably struggled with working on like having a good group of friends. And so at this point in your life, you have totally transformed and evolved and figured out what is needed to have a healthy situation. And so it almost seems like you're unapproachable, like you have everything figured out. even if this doesn't make sense to you, like you have no idea why someone would still not approach you or something like that. It's a lot of times people just don't feel adequate enough or are, insecure. You're a very secure person. You know what you deserve and you know what you can give. So let's go ahead and do, how do these qualities help your life? So the first two that popped out were the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups reversed with the Chariot. So to me, this is just kind of backing up what I was saying of like, these qualities help you in life with knowing, when you know your worth, it's very easy to implement your will because you know what the value is behind putting effort in yourself. And with, I think exactly what I was saying here is you have no problem identifying when there's a group that's not going to be good for you. Like, it's very easy for you to see when you have heartbreak in the future. You don't like being stuck on things. You don't like the baggage. You don't like being kind of trapped. So like, the Chariot here, you really, really appreciate knowing when someone's going to screw you over ahead of time because it helps you not linger on the problem, is what that says. All right, so next is, how do these qualities hinder your progress? So the way that these qualities, though, the way they hinder your progress is you feel like you can see ahead. So I think you kind of become very controlling in the way you let people into your life. You stress out a lot that people are going to kind of stab you in the back and that there's no hope for like a secure, happy home or like a stable group of friends. Like, these have actually kind of given you an imagination that can run away with itself and cause a lot of fear about making up problems that don't really exist. I think the Moon card is a Pisces card. And there's like a meme for Pisces and it's like, oh, I just made all that drama up in my head. And it's like, you do that. You really, really stress out about. So it's like, yeah, you can see very quickly when someone bad is approaching, but it has also kind of caused you to fear getting close to people. When I think you have the, discernment on people, I feel like it's okay to kind of, the next card is actually how to improve this. So let me not give you my own advice, but let's find out the tarot. Where can you improve yourself? So what's actually happening is it's creating a vein of self-doubt. You are so patient and you understand the world, but it's almost like you've created a world you can't trust. Because it's that saying of like, you have to see the good in the world to have that good come to you. If you think everybody's a bad person, the universe is just going to validate that. What was the Knight of Cups reversed, actually? Right. Okay. There is a level of like, you may be trying to create too perfect of a situation, kind of put down too many regulations, and it's just becoming unrealistic. And it's like you put these standards on yourself, so why would you not hold other people to that? But the truth is I don't even know if you meet your own standards. And so it's like, it's okay to kind of like bring that down a little. Like, you are a hard work. It's funny because this starts off with what makes you too hot to handle. And the truth is everybody has things they can improve on. People are attracted to your ability to protect yourself and understand how the world works. But what they're not seeing is how it's actually kind of made you maybe a little lonely, or just not able to create this perfect person in your mind that you are holding out for. I have this saying that I've been saying when I go out and I pick berries, and it's that behind every good berry is a leaf hiding a better berry. And that's because it's true. Like, I'll think I see a good berry, and then there's a leaf, and I move it, and behind it there is an even juicier, more amazing one. And the thing is I don't keep thinking, well, I bet there's a better one. Like, no, they're both good. The point is that sometimes the good people and relationships we're meant to have, we just wouldn't have ever thought that that was the person we were supposed to be with, or we would never thought of look there because there was a more evident upfront person that, yeah, may be good, but it may not be as sweet. That may not be as good of a relationship when you're just kind of taking that relationship that seems upfront. And I think that's what you've been kind of afraid of like, well, I don't want that. And I'm like, well, when you're going berry picking, you don't just not pick berries. And I know this is not totally equivalent, but I guess you can refer to that in anything in life of like, don't always take the first thing that comes up in your life, but do be willing to make these choices and efforts on improving yourself. Like, being so picky about the people in our life when it's like, you know, if we're like, oh, I only want a friend that's going to be like this and this and this. It's like, it's totally okay to have standards, but sometimes we're actually like putting such high standards that it's like, well, nobody can meet those. So that's the kind of storyline here. You're this sort of like cool, calm, collected person, and people are very attracted to that. And I think you're just kind of batting them away of like, no, go away. But you're irresistible. So the last cards are, what is something that you need to hear to boost your confidence? 2 and 20. All right. I think you know that you have been kind of overworking yourself with this idea, kind of rather than just being more relaxed about it. You're being very calculated, and it's kind of like, I think you know when you're being too picky. I think a chance that you hadn't gotten before, something that was an opportunity you had before that you lost, I feel like is coming back to you. So that might be a relationship, that might be with a job or going after a dream, something like that. Yeah, it's an idea you started, something you started to go after that you really believed in. Yeah, sometimes these things don't happen, and it's really been kind of Like, this is something that is always on your mind, something that happened, that the thing that you're going to get another opportunity to do, that's been really, it's coming your way. And you have all the knowledge and security in this next step. So if it's a relationship that you're getting back, maybe you were too picky before the first time you were together. And you're kind of seeing like, wow, I mean, I really did love that person. Maybe I was kind of being too harsh or too critical or something like that. So if there was a job that you maybe turned away because you're like, I don't want to work there. Or also going after a dream, something that you thought you wanted to do before that didn't work out. It's like, no, you started that for, oh my goodness, look at that. And it's going to work out for you. You're going to have that full financial security with this. And so this is the whole story of like, don't ever be mad at yourself that you were very picky and critical and like, like didn't take every opportunity or every date because you felt like you had value, and to limit yourself so that when the right thing came along, you were available for it. And maybe that's kind of what has gotten off track of, you've just become a little too overcritical, little those sort of things. And just a little too like, nope, I deserve this. And it's like, let the universe actually show you what you deserve. It's okay to like ask the universe for what you want and tell the universe for what you feel. But there is a sort of humbleness that the universe actually really responds well to. And that's when you approach humbly and just say like, this is the thing I love. This is the thing I want to do. And it would be a great honor if the universe gifted me with this. And then you start living your life thanking the universe for allowing that way of living to be. Whether it's this relationship or job, you completely know what you're doing. You had to kind of go through this path of learning. And I think a lot of it was based in self-love. So the next part is going to be the most exciting part. This is the part where you glow up. This is where you are at your hottest. Like truly, like the world is going to be most attracted to you. The money's going to be most attracted to you. You're going to be most attracted to yourself. This is what you're coming into right now. Because you've set standards, and then if you let go, not like remove the standards, but let go of your expectations on things, I think somebody or something is going to come into your life and really surprise you. And that's really awesome, because I didn't know that that was going to be this sort of story for you, that not only are you already somebody who people see as like secure and has their shit together. It's like, yeah, and below the surface, you've been maybe stressing yourself out and kind of overworking the way you think about things. And so this is really exciting that you've gotten to this point where what you've been working towards is actually not been in vain. It is taking you exactly to where you're supposed to be, where you're supposed to go. This idea is going to pay out. literally and figuratively. So, Pile 1, I think that's it. You're secure, like cool, calm, collected person who very humanly has things going on, and you just want what's best for you. And I think when you just let the universe know that you're ready for what it's going to bring, it will bring back to you exactly what you wanted in the first place. So that's all. I hope something was able to resonate with you. If you did, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. And if you love this reading, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel where I do different hand makeup every time. And it has just been such an honor getting to know you guys. So thank you for being here, and I hope you have a great day. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Thank you so much for joining me today. So on this very, very hot day, let's find out what makes you too hot to handle. Right, so you chose the Tiger's Eye, one of my faves, Gorge, and I'm gonna use the Tragic Royalty deck as clarification cards. Let's get started. First card up, what makes you irresistible? Alright, let's do it again. What makes pile 2 irresistible? Alrighty. So interesting. As I was looking at the cards, I have a mirror that sits right in front of me, and I kind of sometimes use it as like a scrying mirror, but more so just it's a good makes the space feel bigger. And so I can see the TV in my reflection, and right now I have a black screen video on, and I saw a big flash of a big yellow box flash in the corner. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I rewound, seeing like what little, like, you know, sometimes things pop up in people's videos and nothing was there. So just wanted to note that there is a strong energy coming through, who, I don't know, it's making me feel like this moon right here, like literally it even though it very clearly looked like a very yellow square, it has that energy. So moving on, what I'm seeing. The first thing that kept coming to mind with the Wheel of Fortune was literally that, like, you on a physical level are just very curvaceous, or very like curvy or muscular. Like, people are very attracted to the shape of your body, literally, Ed Sheeran. But you have this, like, what's really cool about you is, like, not only are you hot, but like you are emotionally intelligent, you are patient, you have kind of exceeded past a mental block that a lot of people really can't get past. Like, I feel you've probably experienced enough in life that, like, that's why you have developed into such an amazing person, because being attractive means nothing if you don't have a good personality, and you have that energy. So I think people are very easily attracted to you just outwardly, but then the second they start talking to you, you're like, you make people feel good when you're around them. Like, you bring people good luck. Like, you're the person that like, maybe your life is really lucky, but like if you went to like a casino with somebody, like, you would bring them luck, kind of thing. You're a good luck charm to have around for people. And yeah, see, there's a little 4-leaf clover there. And you aren't limited by this sort of way of thinking of like, oh, I'm so hot, I can just have anything I want. It's like, no, you're actually very introspective. You are very in tune with your emotions. You are a very creative person. Whatever it is you do and you create in life, like I feel like it's like food. You cook people really, really good food. Because I think food takes creativity for it to be, continually enjoyable. We have to eat all the time. So if you're someone who creates that sort of thing, people love it. I think they really like how you think differently. And yeah, overall, you're just a super attractive person. You're very irresistible. And you have these guardian angels who are like watching over you and making sure you're protected, which I appreciate. So next card is, what makes you unapproachable, kind of / intimidating? Immediately, you just have a very dominant energy. Like, you are rich and successful, you have everything you want, and like, I kind of hear people saying like, well, what can I offer them? Like, it's hard to approach somebody who has everything, because a lot of the times people think like they have to offer something to be accepted. And you know, maybe that is a part of you, of kind of like, you want a healthy exchange. You have, not only are you really in tune with your emotions, but it's helped you get to where you're at financially. Like, the 10 of Pentacles is such a fantastic card to have. Like, King of Cups, Emperor, 10 of Pentacles. Like, yeah, you're intimidating. You are successful. You are somebody who people have no idea like what they're going to say to you. And what's cool is I know you make people feel really comfortable. I know you, like I said, like once you kind of open your mouth, like people immediately feel drawn into you. But that doesn't mean it's easy to approach you. All right, let's keep going. Up next, how do these qualities help your life? So cool. All right. So the way that I'm seeing this with the Hermit, as like the way these qualities help your life, is you are very, you've been rewarded with good people and love, and because you've always known yourself and kind of had that structure and ability to go after what you want. Like, not only do you have a good personality and you make people feel warm, but you're also totally fine with being alone. So therefore, you're not bringing in bad people because you aren't insecure and just feeling like you need people around you. This has created such a strong, I think I said emotionally intelligent. Did I use that word? Because that's what it feels like, of like, you have high emotional intelligence, of you don't think when people aren't able to hang out, you don't take it personally. You're very much like, hey, everyone needs their own time. Everyone has their own process. You're just, these qualities have helped you really meditate on your ideas. A lot of the times people have an idea about something and have absolutely no idea how to obtain it. And that's not you. You not only knew how to obtain a healthy love in life and go after your dreams, but you have healthy friends around you. And none of it's an accident. This is all intentional. You're not really in the experimental phase anymore of life. You are in the enacting it. It's not a shock when you like put certain chemicals together or certain people in your life together in certain situations. Like, you know what the product's going to be. So everyone loves a secure person who knows what they're doing. So number 4 is, how do these qualities hinder your progress? Okay. So with the Magician here, the Queen of Cups reversed, and the 4 Swords, and the 8 of Cups. The way that I'm reading this is that these qualities actually kind of hinder you because you're kind of, what was the word? What was it? I'm curious if there are things that you have walked away from without giving it the full opportunity to become what it could be. Like, even though you have a lot and you're very structured and secure in your life, I have a feeling that there's been a lack of actual manifestation. I think you've been very controlled over your emotions, and it's you have a very that like Aquarius energy of like putting your emotions above or your intelligence above your emotions, which I see you have a good connection to your emotions, but there's something here about not being able to fully bring to fruition something because I feel like there's just been an emotional security, a lack of ability to rest, moving on because you're afraid of whatever this is. I think that's really interesting. You are such an attractive person. People are, from their point of view, they think you have it all. And because of that, this has helped you have good relationships. But I'm seeing that this is not helping you with creating the future you want. I feel like this has caused you to maybe get up and walk away from things prematurely because you have a sort of fear, maybe a fear of things being at rest. You're like, no, everything has to keep going, keep creating, keep succeeding. And it's like, sometimes the actual need to rest is bigger than the need to succeed. Because without the rest, where is it going to go? These qualities are just hindering a little bit of progress of needing, I just feel like that you don't give up on things just because it's not paying out as quickly as you thought. You have great relationships and friends and love and a really secure, tight situation, but there's still something not manifesting. And I'm wondering if you're too in control, if you're too calculated, So the next card is, where can you improve yourself? So there's something that you have been trying to manifest, obvi. And I think where you can improve is just kind of taking advice from other people on what could possibly not be working. Because you can only look at it from so many angles. Sometimes you just need an outside perspective. And I feel like you've been kind of relying too much on your inner voice, and not even necessarily intuition, just inner voice, like you thinking about everything constantly. And sometimes that is going to block our manifestations because the mental energy isn't letting things in. It's so valuable to find a clear headspace I think there's just a fear of going quiet. You create so much. I think your meditation energy comes into your creative spot. I think you don't like being in silence, which I understand, but silence is actually where so much of the truth is. The truth will set you free. Last question is what is something you need to hear to boost your confidence? I think those are the same two last cards for the last pile. So I'm really excited for you because I think whatever you've been trying to create has been blocked because of a mental thing. This is not because you don't have the success. This isn't because you're not talented enough. This is simply because you have kind of trapped yourself mentally with thinking you have to work a certain way or do a certain thing. You've let your inner thoughts kind of get in the way. But you have this opportunity coming to you. Something you have thought that maybe was long gone and never coming back is coming back. I'm really excited for you. Like I said, this was the same card for the last pile. So I'm wondering if that's a collective energy of if you've been putting in the effort. I think that was actually supposed to be the collective energy for 2023. These are timeless readings. So whenever you're tapping into it, that's what matters. But I do know as a whole, we have been, if you have been working towards something, it's coming to fruition. So you haven't given up. I think you just haven't seen the results. And so you've been thinking about maybe giving up and walking away. And it's like, there's something you are meant to do. Do it. Don't let the distractions in. Don't let all that other crap in. You are on the road to success, and this has just been kind of about a mental block that you've been kind of struggling with. Learn to protect yourself with white light. I think you have angels around you because you may be receiving more negative energy than necessary. You should check out my, if you haven't already, I did a reading on who's sending you negative energy. That's a very, very helpful one. I'll tag it right here. Because I think this is kind of an attack on your way of thinking. And sometimes that is actually from the outside. So go ahead and check that out. I'll stop the reading here so you can go ahead and do that. I love your energy. You're such a confident and successful person, very lucky. Like I said, you bring a lot of luck to people. I think you just need to believe that your time is coming. It's here. Your success is coming back. Whatever you weren't able to succeed with before and whatever you kind of struggled with mentally, I feel like is everything is being reborn. The vision, the dream, the hope. So all right, pile 2, thank you so much for letting me channel your energy. This was an absolute honor. I hope something resonated in it. And if it did, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. And if you love the message, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel where I do different hand makeup every reading and just love getting to know you guys. So thank you for being here and I hope to see you in the future. Have a great day. Bye. Hi, pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me today. So it is very, very hot right now. I do not have AC, and that is what has inspired me to find out what makes you too hot to handle. Nothing else to say really other than let's get started. Oh, and I'm going to use the Sea King deck for clarification cards. First card is what makes you irresistible? I get a very humble energy from you. A very gentle, I don't feel like the swan swims around being like, haha, do you see how beautiful I am? It just swims around and is beautiful. You have this total vision for your future. And I feel like even though maybe you haven't obtained fully everything, I feel like you've obtained a lot. And I feel like people see you as somebody who is this beautiful, ethereal being who just exudes success and self-confidence and belief in themselves. I think that's one of the most attractive things, is when something doesn't happen and a wish doesn't fully fulfill, you have been in total control of the situation. You never once were like, well, I need to give up on everything. Opposite. When you fall down, you always get back up. People see you as this super amazingly attractive person. And maybe you were kind of you've probably had a whole glow up. Maybe when you were younger and in school, you didn't have that acceptance. People didn't see the beauty in you, and you always have. And so as you got older, you have, sometimes children have awkward phases, okay? It happens. But you have grown into just the most beautiful, luxurious person. The Nine of Cups, even though this is reversed, it still gives that very opulence energy. And then the King of Pentacles, yes, you, even if you don't have a lot of money, you always look good. You always look well put together, and it's a very attractive. So let's find out next what makes you unapproachable / intimidating. Having the Tower here is very telling, because if this is you have that kind of energy of somebody who has no problem transitioning from one situation to another. Anytime you have had a new idea or knew that something was going to work, you transitioned, you moved on from whatever wasn't working. And that's very intimidating to people, because people, first of all, know that they can't just step into your life and try and take over, because you have no problem walking away. You have an awareness that life is not always going to go as planned. And so I feel like you are kind of always in the jump seat, ready to go. And you've had many ideas, many projects, many things that you've gone after, and have never once thought of yourself as a failure if something didn't work out. You saw it as a chance to grow. Revelation. You are somebody who has revelations constantly, and you're very honest. This is a very I'm the person who's going to bring you this message, and I don't really care if you don't like me anymore, because you don't care. You are so secure with yourself. You know, like, this is a very irresistible energy, and this is a very intimidating energy. The person who has drive and patience and passion and vision and will go after it. And if something's not working, like genuinely not working, not just giving up, but like when things are crumbling down, you actually let go. You don't hold on to shit that isn't working. You don't force it. I love that saying of like, don't force it. And you should know, because if it's happening really, really easily, love, job, money, friends, like it should be easy. So let's go ahead. And I don't mean not like sticking in with the hard work. I mean like, you know, when the universe is handing you opportunities and when the universe is trying to keep you from one. Okay. So next card is, how do these qualities help your life? I feel like with what I was saying earlier of how like maybe you didn't have this like super attractive, like people weren't like outwardly attracted to you growing up, and like you weren't the kid who always like had a boyfriend or girlfriend or was being asked to the dance. Like you were probably the one that was being left out of these things. And so that has given you so much patience and like, you know yourself. You know exactly what you want. That's why you can recognize when something is going off that track, because you have always known what you wanted. So if you are all of a sudden in going after something that you're like, why am I doing this? This isn't what I wanted to do when I was younger. Like, you know yourself. These qualities have helped you have such a strong inner knowing. Like, you have all the awareness about who you are. And it is creating such a successful person. Like, driven, organized, understanding, patient, if I hadn't already said that. Like, and you're in a position in life that you truly love. Like, you have such a happiness with where your life is right now. And that's cool, because like, obviously everyone wants improvements and things to get better, and you are no exception to that. However, I feel like you have really mastered that energy of appreciating what you have and where you're at. So, next up, how do these qualities hinder your progress? I feel like the joy is sucked out of your dreams sometimes, like what you're going after. I feel like you are so frequently trying to protect yourself from what has pretty much harmed you or limited you in the past, like being bullied growing up or being told you will never make anything of yourself. I feel like you've really tried to kind of like prevent that from happening. And I think you almost work too hard. You drive yourself crazy of like, this idea of success is actually draining you. This idea of success is you need to find the fun in what you're doing. And so I don't suspect, it's not that feeling of like you quit something because it's not fun. Not at all. I just think there's a need to remember what's fun about what you're doing. You're a successful person who is creative and has no problem starting new ideas. You're somebody who has started probably many businesses and ideas and things and projects, and you have loved every single one of them. But I'm feeling this energy of like, the amount of work you're doing, just don't forget to have fun. Don't forget to, in those moments where you're doing something that is hard work, don't just try and look for what is going to go wrong. Up next, where can you improve yourself? I see that making those decisions can be hard. I feel like sometimes you have this inner voice that you try and ignore. Like, I feel like there's an inner voice that tells you what you need to walk away from, what you need to accept, what you need to embrace. I feel like there's so much about you that you've learned to love that maybe it's hard for you to even want to improve yourself. Maybe it's hard to even have the idea of like, well, I mean, I guess I could change this, because it's like you spent so long like telling yourself like you're enough. You're enough. And you are enough. Who you are is enough. It's okay though to still look at your situation and be like, I mean, I guess this is where I would like an improvement. And there's some sort of struggle you have with, like, you don't want to let anybody down. I think you really have this perception that your choice is going to hurt other people. And I promise you, for someone who has learned to walk away from things that aren't good for them, I'm very curious what this is for you. There's something that you have been kind of ignoring and been afraid of. And it's like you've been hiding. Because if this is what's hindering your progress, like the sun, and it's not the sun's, I feel like what's going on here, this stress of trying to avoid a problem and you overworking yourself to kind of get out of a problem, and you are not showing who you are authentically, like the sun and the moon. Like, I feel like you're trying to hide from the sun. And it's like every once in a while, there's a part of you that comes back up. Maybe it's literally every full moon. These emotions rise back up inside of you of like, oh, I thought I dealt with that. So let's find out what is something you need to hear to boost your confidence. So with the Emperor as your card to like boost your confidence, like you have such a structure in who you are and your ability to kind of have an idea and how to go after it, how to execute it. I think you have known how to work out plans very, very well. I feel like I was saying that earlier. And so just trust that, because I know you can overwork yourself, But it's kind of that thing of like, I think you've learned these lessons. There's a lot here that you have learned. There's a lot that you have already overcome and worked through. Like, I feel like you haven't seen certain results for something and you've been very defensive over it. Something that you've been kind of working at slowly. But what I'm seeing here is like, again, you are enough. You have everything inside of you to succeed and to be what everyone sees. I feel like you are going to finally see what everyone else sees. The star. You have the Emperor energy. You are strong. You are bold. You know what you want. You go after it. You're action oriented and you complete things, and you're going to complete whatever this is that you need to improve on, because that's you fully coming into like your hotness. Like truly, you already are too hot to handle. People are already very like, oh my God, that person's so hot. I can't talk to them. I can't approach them. And I feel like you're going to finally see why. It's kind of that thing of like, why do people think this about me? It's like, because you are so hardworking. You're meticulous. You know what's going on. I just think you have been afraid to kind of take that next step in standing behind whatever it is you're hiding from. Whatever authentic part of you that you're hiding from is saying like, go back to the Six of Wands where you had that success and pride in what you've done. I feel like you've been a little afraid of whatever this next cycle is, and you shouldn't be. You have good people around you. You have always been able to create the environment you want. You are so talented and hardworking, intelligent, driven. You go after what you want. Action-oriented 100%. And so even though there's been like fear of like things not always working out and like, are you putting the energy in the wrong spot? Please just trust that you know yourself. Whatever this is that speaks to you the loudest, I feel like you know who you are. And I think I was saying something. Yeah, I think you're just worried about disappointing people. And when you're being your most authentic self, that who cares if someone's disappointed in that, because that's on them, right? Orange is a super important stone. I feel like this could be a good color for you. With the flames, it's kind of cloudy right now, and I feel like you should be able to see the star that you are, that everyone else sees. You struggled when you were younger, so now you're at this place where it's like, I think there's the people around you who are going to support you fully in this next step. So you got some good friends, I promise you. You do have people around you that I think see you more than you see yourself. Pile 3, that's where I'm going to end it. I really appreciate you letting me channel your energy. I hope you were able to find something that resonated. If you did, I would love for you to give a thumbs up. That lets me know that I'm doing my job right. And if you loved it, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. It's been so amazing and getting to know you guys. I do different hand makeup each episode, and so, or reading episode, whatever. I appreciate you guys being here, and I hope to see you in future readings. Have a great day. Bye.